the killing of Larijani is also a signal by the Americans that they are done with, like, they're not planning for negotiations anymore, right? So we had the idea that Israelis would complete regime change, but the Americans were like, okay, regime change, if it could happen, sure, but we also want to allow the Islamic Republic an opportunity to maybe negotiate, and if they offer us a really really good deal, maybe we don't have to go through a complete toppling or, like, full on removing the regime. But and there was this idea that there are a no kill list by the Americans to the Israelis regarding certain people to leave out, so that if the Islamic Republic wanted to negotiate, those would be the people to negotiate. With the killing of Larijani, is now we have entered a new chapter that, like, yeah, we're not even doing that anymore. And not only that, we just got news that Americans told the Israelis that there's no limit. So whatever no kill list was there is not there anymore, and the Israelis confirm that they have the permission to go after absolutely anybody that they want. So that means that the Americans are basically not even considering negotiations anymore. Another thing I wanted to mention is that it might be the case that Prince Reza Pahlavi's call to action for Charshamba Suri was a trap that the Basij fell into. They panicked, and they had to basically find a way to get together and organize, and as a way to strategize how to respond to what's about to happen in Charshamba Suri. And the intention of Charshamba Suri, beyond just evaluating how much suppressing ability the Islamic Republic has, was also to get these people to get together to strategize so that they could take them out. And it's really hard to explain how big of a deal the attack on the Basiji gathering were. Like, I know a lot of people are talking about Ghulam Reza Soleimani that was taken out. This guy had a huge history of doing the most brutal things, like not just in the early January uprising, but it was he has like years of the most cruel things. Like he was proud of actually being in the streets himself, shooting at people. Like he bragged about it. So, but beyond him, there was like many of the most important leaders of the Basij were in that meeting, and they were all there in the same place, and they were taken out. It's that that might have been even more significant than killing Larijani, because those were all the main people that strategized and gave the command to the Basij units in Tehran to do what they're able to do. And you also have to understand that there's a one reason some people don't defect is because they're threatened with execution if they do defect. Like, it's not, there are many people that do want to defect, and they're afraid of defecting, because if they do, it's not like they were like, oh, okay, I guess you're not coming to work anymore. So it's actually very dangerous to defect, right? So removing the leaders who do the threatening might actually make a lot of unties these people's hands, many of them, to defect. Another significant thing that a lot of people are not talking about beyond the killing of the Basiji leaders and Larijani is that we, for the first time, saw during the Charshamba Suri celebrations in Iran on Wednesday that this is confirmed reports that drones were there to protect the people. There were drones, Israeli drones were there to attack certain Basiji or other regime forces that were there to attack the people. They were there. The drones were actively involved in responding to that side by side with the people. This is the first time that we have seen that. We predicted that this will happen at some point, and now we have confirmation that this is happening. So this is very encouraging, and I think this is actually the biggest news that came from Wednesday, that from Charshamba Suri, that many people are not talking about, because this might have been a practice run for what the drones are going to be doing once the final call to action comes. And because this has always been a question, like, what are the Iranian people are supposed to do? Like, even as long as they're unarmed and the suppressing forces are armed, like, how are they going to even if they have high numbers, when they're unarmed, the regime could just keep shooting into the crowds of people, and people were like, we need to arm the Iranian people, like how are they going to do this? Well, now they're armed apparently, but it didn't come in the form of putting guns into their hands. It came into the format of, they're just being supported from the sky with Israeli drones. That's and this might have been a good. Here's the thing: we're getting so many reports of that happening on Wednesday. We're not getting the videos because the internet is completely shut down. But there's so many confirmed reports, and they confirmed it as well. That and Israel is continuing to promise that once you come into the streets, we're going to be side by side with you guys. So this is basically the best way of arming the Iranian people, and it's going to be the most effective. I mean, it's not literally arming the Iranian people, but they have the most advanced, most effective weapons next to them while they go into the protest. So this is finally the question that people were asking, like, how are they going to do this without being armed? This is we finally got the answer, and the understanding now is that if they were doing that for Charshamba Suri, of course they're going to also do that when the final call to action happens, when the Iranian people come out. The last thing I want to say before we get to the list is that um, this to me this suggests that the delay is helping. Like a lot of people around the world in the media are like, oh, the Iranian people haven't come out. Why didn't the Iranian people come out? First of all, the Iranian people haven't come out because they have been told by Prince Reza Pahlavi, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and President Trump that this is not the time. Like I don't know what people, I don't know why, like they're not paying. It's so amazing that they're not paying attention. Like, oh, the Iranian people were supposed to come out and they didn't. What are like? How are you not noticing what's happening? Who said they were supposed to come out? If it's the exact opposite. All the call to action, everything that is being communicated with them is now. It's not the time. What are you talking about? Even when I get invited on like different news channels, and they ask me like, how the understanding was the Iranian people would have come out. Why didn't that happen? Like, what understanding? Where are you getting this from? Like, are you okay? Anyways, that's really frustrates me when I see that. I see that even on like other channels that are supposed to be political analysis channels, are like it's making me really skeptical about all the news I see about other countries. Like if they're this wrong about Iran, I don't know what they're like. I don't know anymore about the news I'm getting from about Cuba, about Venezuela, about China. Like what the hell? Like I don't. I'm like. I don't know if given how wrong you are about this, like how like I'm very skeptical now about all the news I'm getting from all these other countries, right? Assuming that as we move forward, there's going to be more of the more hits against the suppressing ability of the Islamic Republic. So the longer that we wait for that call to action, the more the Iranian people are going to have the upper hand when eventually that day comes. And not only that, Prince Pahlavi just gave another call to action for Thursday, telling people to go to visit the burial grounds of their fallen, which to me suggests that we're basically doing a lot of trial and error, establishing a practice between Princess of Pahlavi and the Iranian people with smaller call to actions and seeing what the regime is capable of responding and what the Iranian people are doing. So we're practicing and we're gathering a lot of information. As the regime is getting weaker, the Iranian people are getting more organized and practicing smaller versions of coming out before that eventual day comes when they have to come out in large numbers. This is just very smart. Like I'm so impressed. Like this is so strategic. I'm so impressed about how all of this is happening. So that is the update I wanted to give you guys. And then now, yeah, let's go to the list.
Armin, before I open the list, did you see the drive-by shooting on the Basij checkpoint?
I saw that, but is that I'm so scared of like sharing things that are like, what is AI and what is not AI? Is that has that been confirmed by any official? I
So
need
I
to see
saw
that.
it on 2CTV. There have been mistakes made in the past. However,
Yes,
that's where I saw it.
yeah. So I'm not gonna believe that until I see it on Iran International, Mossad, IDF, something like that. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm not gonna celebrate it until I see something, a better source. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Okay, first up, we have Drew.
Hey, Armin, couple things with the Basijis, the local Basijis that were leaders that were killed, like the way I described it is, say, with like an American football team or sports team, really the players don't see the head coach as much. They see like the positional coaches like every day. And so when your positional coach is gone, that's a big impact on you because you can see that if the head coach is gone, you're normally not seeing them anyways. You know what I mean? So I do think that has more of a psychological impact because they're interacting with those leaders day in and day out. But with I wanted to bring up that there were reports that there was a GBU 72 used, or maybe multiples, in Iran, which are the modern 5,000 pound bunker busters, and these are alleged to have never been used before anywhere in the world. And so they're
Mm.
like an upgraded GBU 28, 5,000 pound penetrator. But these are like more lethal, can go deeper, and they're kind of fire and forget where they use a GPS instead of being laser guided. And I think like part of the reason I bring this up is when it comes to dedication, if the US is going to be bringing this new weapon into the fold that Israel doesn't even have, then like we're showing the world the capabilities of that weapon. So we're not going to use it and then leave. That's showing a level of commitment that we're here to stay. And then last thing is that I had a theory about the president, why they might want to leave him alive of Iran is, do you think after this is all over that he could be kind of a secular leader for the left remnants of the Islamic Republic to integrate them?
Pezeshkian?
Yes, in opposition to like the clerics, because otherwise you might have a cleric takeover then.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! Pezeshkian is more obsessed with Nahjul Balagha than any mullah I have ever seen. Pezeshkian is has memorized the entire Nahjul Balagha, which is Imam Ali's book, and he doesn't go 5 minutes without quoting a line from it, right? He's more obsessed with religious correctness, like more than mullahs. I mean, like he cites the National Balagha more than mullahs. He was okay. Let me tell you about these so-called moderate reformers. Pezeshkian, early after the 1979 Islamic Revolution, so this is how these so-called moderate reformers. Let me tell you how wrong that take is. He was going into universities enforcing hijab laws before the Islamic Republic started to, against the Islamic Republic itself. So he was one of the people who, when the Islamic Republic was not yet at the beginning of after the 1979 Islamic Revolution, it took a while for the Islamic Republic to say hijab is mandatory. It wasn't right at the beginning. And this is one of those people who were like, screw that. I'm going to go individually myself illegally against the laws of the Islamic Republic itself. He was like, oh, I was trying to, I could have gotten in trouble, but I still did it. And basically intimidating female university students, and basically having his own Sharia law enforced in universities in Iran before the Islamic Republic made hijab mandatory. And not only that, he recently bragged about it. Like, this is not something like he was used to be like that. And then he eventually was like, okay, now I'm more moderate. He uses it as a bragging right, as a way to show how good he is, how good of a person he is. Secular. No, what? No, no, not at
Okay,
all. Like
thanks. Yeah,
these.
I've been trying to think of
Yeah.
like how to get the remnants of the Islamic Republic that will be in Iran, how to integrate them into a
There
future
is no.
society. So,
Here's the thing: there are people who work for the Islamic Republic, and they're only part of the bureaucracy. It has been communicated by Prince Reza Pahlavi and now Shirin Ebadi that they don't consider that a crime. If you have been doing accounting, if you have been doing the filing, if you have been cleaning the floor for the Islamic Republic, if you're the janitor, for example, anybody who's involved with their daily, as long as you haven't been directly responsible for killing the Iranian people, all of that stays. According to Princess of Pahlavi, we don't want to repeat the mistakes of the de-Baathification that happened after the fall of Saddam in Iraq. We don't want to repeat that. So all of that stays. And then Shirin Ebadi just recently clarified from the people who are, first of all, the leadership the leadership, anyone that even was symbolically part of the leadership, they're gone. Like they're gone. Like the challenge is going to be, how do we convince the Iranian people that we shouldn't execute them? Let alone like the idea of them being part of the Islamic Republic. That is definitely a no, a huge red line for the Iranian people. Who these people. Pezeshkian was involved with signing off the order of the massacre that happened early January. His signature is on that order, right? So do you think the Iranian people were like, oh, okay, like we're going to have a huge challenge, not convincing the Iranian people that we're going to have no capital punishment? That is going to be our challenge. Like imagine if we say the Iranian people that, oh, let's include these leaders in their government. Like what the hell? So but within the remaining people of the Islamic Republic who have been involved in killing the Iranian people, Shirin Ebadi communicated recently on Iran International that there is two categories: the category of people who are not going to cooperate and not going to basically give us all the information regarding who was involved with what, and the people who will cooperate. And she says that there will be reduced punishment for people who even have blood in their hand, but if they're cooperating, they will have reduced punishment for them. But she also communicated that the era of executions, torture, all of that is going to be over. We're not going to have any of that once the Islamic Republic is over. Which, by the way, I saw in the comment sections, many Iranian people were angry with that. And they were like, what the hell are you talking about? These people were our murderers. What do you mean no torture, no capital punishment? And some people were saying in the comments, guys, don't worry. We're going to have a few days before the transitional government is in power. So we just have to make sure once the Islamic Republic falls, what she's saying is about when the transitional government is in power. But we're going to have to do as much as we can in that few days that we have between the time that the Islamic Republic has fallen and the transitional government is in place. People are like, okay, we need to basically, we're going to be on a deadline to basically be able to do as much as we can before that happens. So that's what
Okay,
the comments. This is what. Yeah. Okay.
thanks, Armin.
Yeah. Thank you. By the way, guys, I know some of you might think like, okay, these people are violent, but guys, I would be so like, I know I'm preaching like, oh yeah, no torture, no capital punishment. I don't know if I would say this if they raped my sister or my daughter. Okay, I would know. I don't know if I would be saying that right now. It's very easy for me to be able to say that. Oh, we want to be a civilized country and we shouldn't have any of that from a position that haven't had that experience.